All right, let's talk about two things that seem like they have absolutely nothing in common: high fashion and your local grocery store. Yeah, I know, it sounds kind of weird, right? But trust me on this one. The secret to a perfectly organized, profitable clothing store, it might just be hiding in the dairy aisle, right next to the milk.
So seriously, what could a winter coat possibly have in common with a gallon of milk? I mean, one keeps you warm, the other you pour on your cereal. But here's the thing. They both have an invisible ticking clock hanging over them. And if you can understand that clock, you can solve a huge problem that plagues the entire fashion industry.
Okay, to really get why this is such a big deal, we need to go behind the scenes. So let's step away from the perfectly arranged mannequins and the shiny showroom floor and head straight into the back, to the heart of the problem. I call it the storeroom struggle.
Just imagine it for a second. The back room of a big clothing store. Every single day, a flood of new boxes shows up, packed with the latest stuff. But what happens to the boxes that got there last week, or, last month? Well, they get shoved to the back, buried under all the new arrivals. That super cool jacket from 2 months ago, it's now basically a lost treasure, sitting in a cardboard tomb, and it's losing value every single day it sits there. It's just total chaos. So how in the world do you fix this mess? Where do you find a system to tame all that chaos? Well, the answer isn't on a fancy runway in Paris. It's in the aisles of your local grocery store. The solution is this really simple but kind of brilliant idea called first in, first out, or for short, FIFO. And you've seen this in action a million times, even if you didn't realize it. You know when the grocery store worker is stocking the milk? They don't just put the new cartons in the front. Nope. They put the new stuff in the back and push the older cartons forward. Why? So the first ones that came in get sold first, before they go bad. It's this constant, elegant dance of rotation. And this right here is the big aha moment. Fashion is perishable. Okay, no, a sweater isn't going to grow mold, but its value, it absolutely expires. Think about it. Who's buying a swimsuit in October? It's gone out of season, it's lost its appeal, its price tag plummets, and it needs to be sold like yesterday. So the main takeaway here is that winter coat has an expiration date, just like a gallon of milk. All right, so we get the why now, right? Fashion goes bad, so you have to rotate it. But what about the how? How do you actually take this grocery store logic and make it work in a fashion stockroom? Well, it all boils down to a really straightforward 3-step plan. And you know what's so great about this solution? It's super simple. We're not talking about buying expensive tech or some complicated new software. This is all about a basic, fundamental shift in how you handle your stuff. Okay, so it all starts with step 1, label everything. I mean, the second a shipment hits the door, every single box gets a clear label. Something like blue t-shirts, received July 15th. Just doing that gets rid of all those mystery boxes in the back. Then you move on to step 2, organize and prioritize. This is where that FIFO magic really happens. You make sure those t-shirts from July 15th are put right in front of the new ones that came in on August 1st. The oldest stuff is always the first thing you see, the easiest to grab, and finally, step 3, mark down to move. Look, if those July shirts are still hanging around in September, it is time to slash the price. The goal here isn't to wait forever for the perfect price. It's to sell the thing, clear the space, and stop it from becoming totally worthless. Look, changing how you do things always takes a little bit of work up front. I get that. But the results? The payoff you get from bringing this kind of order to all that storeroom chaos? Oh, it's big. It's a really big payoff. The impact of this simple shift is honestly huge. First off, you cut down on waste, like a lot. Fewer clothes get forgotten in the back until you're forced to sell them for next to nothing. And that leads directly to better efficiency, right? Your team isn't wasting hours digging through boxes looking for that one thing. And that frees up all this valuable space for new stuff, for the next hot item. And what does it all lead to? The big goal. You sell more product and you sell it for a much better price. So all of this brings us right back to where we started. If fashion really is a perishable good, then doesn't it just make total sense to treat it that way? You know, maybe the most game-changing idea for the future of retail isn't going to be some crazy high-tech gadget. Maybe it's just a simple piece of common sense that we borrowed from the dairy aisle. So, what do you think?